introduce yourself, let the people know who you are.
My name is Rajay, all day, and you're tuning in with Views from the Arch.
How you feeling today? I know you just, we talked last night, you said you hit the road.
Tired as fuck. Like, I performed last night, I got on the road. After that, it was like, I want to say like midnight, 1 in the morning. I had to work at 7. I worked from 7 to 3, and now I'm here. That's why I'm like, the grind don't stop.
You was out there in Kentucky?
Yes, that's where my old school is, my alumni. So yeah, I performed out there. They always show love. So definitely, that's where I gained my confidence at, for real. Like, it was so random. Like, I met this guy, we had the same birthday. It was hella random. He was like, oh, you a Sag? I'm a Sag too. I'm like, you lying, let me see your ID. And so he showed me, he was like, that's what's up, I'm throwing a birthday party. I'm like, okay. He was like, you wanna be on my flyer? Mind you, I just transferred to Kentucky State. So I was like, shit, what's up? Like, cool. So when I say it was so many flyers to the point where we hung them up around campus, but it was so many extra, like we just throwing them bitches just like around on campus. But I had just wrote a rap, and I was in the dorms just talking to my friend, like, hey, what this rap, and I rapped it to them. They like, this shit hard. So they was like, you should do it at your party, it's your shit. So I was like, yeah, all right. So that's what I did. Like, yeah, I did that shit. And so it was like, it was so crazy because I had always did music, but I never had got that type of reaction. So it was like, after I did that, people just came out of nowhere like, hey, can you do this performance? Can you do this school event? Can you do Then it went from this to, can you open for homecoming? The baby gonna be here. G Herb gonna be here. And I'm like, wow. So it's literally like, they built my confidence there. So I love my school. So
you go to Kentucky State? Kentucky State,
black school, HBCU. Because I was going to racist ass Lindenwood. So yes, it was a mess. It was a mess. And they was so prejudiced to the point where it was like, what is the opposite of this? And I'm a first generation grad. So for me, it was like, once I found out that black schools was a thing, I'm like, oh, okay, let me go there. And it was so crazy because I called my mom on the phone, like, Mama, they playing music, it got curse words in it. Like, everything was different. So yeah, I definitely appreciate being at a black school.
What was your major in?
Psychology, minor in music. So,
yeah, minor in music?
In music. Okay. So they made me learn how to read music to a certain extent. I had to learn how to play piano a little bit. I hated it. Because my dad, like my stepdad, he's a musician, so he had been trying to teach me piano. But yeah, they made me learn it. But yeah, I loved it. Like, I wouldn't trade my college experience for anything. So
I'm sure that was a hell of an experience. Most people, that's how they kind of sort of find themselves during that experience.
Definitely, like, I became more comfortable. Like I'm saying, with it being a black school, like, at Lindenwood, all my friends was like real uppity. We gonna get up doing our makeup at, 7 a.m. We gonna be cute. When you go there, it's like afros out. But for no makeup, like, they comfortable in yourself. You learning about yourself. You learning about your history. So it's a beautiful thing. Like, hell of experience. It's a little ghetto, but I'm a little ghetto. So I wasn't mad at it. Like, I don't know if you seen my state was standing, like, they was on the roofs and shit.
Man, I seen that. I was like, I hope that motherfucker don't break.
Literally, like, on the roofs. I'm like, they wild. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah. Did you also pledge?
Yes.
Delta Sigma Theta?
Yes.
Theta, I'm sorry.
Delta Sigma Theta. Yes. Like, everything was brand new. First generation grad, first person to pledge, like, and I love them to death. Like, my sisters, like, literally my emergency contacts. Like, I love them to death, for real. So, I want to trade it for the world. And I always, like, I encourage people, you ask me, damn right, go to school. And a black school is dead.
Like, did you have to go through, like, I heard, like, a lot of crazy stories when it comes to, like,
pledging.
Yeah.
You know I cannot talk about that.
Oh, yeah. You know.
Delta is a non-hateful organization.
Yeah, you know I was going with it, yeah.
You knew it. I knew where you was
Yeah, that's, like you said, you doing big things with the music, How long you been making music? Probably since you was younger, right?
Definitely. I've always sung, like, and people surprised, like, when they hear my music. But when I say, like, my stepdad, not only is he like a musician, but a gospel musician in the ministry.
No.
Yeah, like, so when he heard my music, it was like, first of all, I told my mama not to ever, because my mom always put in my music, but mom, they opposites. Like, my mom was in a gang, she a thug, she met this minister, like, he don't curse, nothing. So, yeah, they was like, it was so different. So my mom always supported my music, but I was like, I just don't want him to ever. I was like, he can hear it once I'm rich, so I can buy him a car behind it. But before then, like, no. And it was so crazy because she said she saved one of my songs as her ringtone. Yes, and then it came on, and then he was like, "Is it one?" And I'm like, "Oh my god! Like, why would you do such a thing?" And I guess I'm not a good example of like a preacher's kid because my music is bad. But that's definitely how it started. Like, I think my first solo in choir, it was like church choir. I was like 5, so I started singing. It was always singing. I was a choir kid. I know this is nerdy, but I was a choir kid. Even through high school, like, actually college, I was in choir. But tour was lit as fuck. They took us to like 7 cities for like 10 days. So yeah, but that's where it started. I started singing, and then my cousins were like in a rap group, my cousins. So yeah, once they started rapping, I used to be like in the lab with them, trying to compete with them. Oh, you wrote a rap? I'm trying to go harder than you. So that's kind of where like the whole rapping thing came from.
I know you had like a big opening just a few weeks ago. Well, last month actually, on the 13th.
Yes, Webbie. It's so crazy because like when you talk about like sorority sisters and things like that, literally the way that I got I love Mariah, thank you Mariah, but the way that I got that's my line sister, but the way I got that gig is she brags on me. Like, she always says I'm her favorite artist. It's so funny, literally I called her for her birthday, and I was like, what am I gonna do to creative this year? So I called her, I was like, I'm Beyonce, I was calling to sing you happy birthday. Like, I changed my voice and everything. And after I sung it, she was like, I really wanted to hear from Rajay. I really would have heard her call me and sing me and stuff. I was like, but literally that's how it happened. Like, she was visiting one of her aunt is in KC, and one of her aunt's neighbors was just there. She's like, my sister hard as fuck, she rap, that's normal for her, she stayed bragging on me. So he heard the music, he was like, she dope as fuck, like, we need to be playing her strip clubs, matter of fact, hit her up. And they called me right there, and he was like, yeah, I got a show, Webbie gonna be here, you trying to open? Yeah, like, you ain't gotta ask me twice. So it was so crazy because yeah, they like my biggest supporters, but it was on the whim. And he was like, they was like, yeah, they came to see Webbie, but they left wanting to know who Rajay was. I was like, yeah, okay. That's a hell of a compliment. I'll take it.
Yeah. You say, just listen to like a few of your old tracks. You like, I don't know if it's true or not, but you can clarify for me now. You always throw references as far as voodoo.
Oh, I really don't do voodoo. It's just funny. I used to watch Bad Girls Club, but it's so funny that you said that because we were just joking about that the other day. Because they was like, you always say you do voodoo.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, should I meet that way?
It's just, I don't know. Like, Bad Girls Club, I don't know if you and me, you probably didn't watch it for real. But it's a girl, her name is Judy on Bad Girls Club. She's like, I got the voodoo for you bitches. So that's just where it came from. I was like, because it was actually a part of the song. I know I might have put it in another cover, but the song that I performed for my birthday party, I actually said I was like, I got the voodoo for you bitches. You know that I'm the shit, don't make me doodoo on you bitches. My life is a movie, I got voodoo on you bitches. I fuck with you. So yeah, that was actually that song that I performed. But yeah, that's where they came from. I don't do voodoo. I'm scared of voodoo. But I need to stop playing.
The Queen Naja cover, I heard it in that too.
Yes, that's what it was. I was like, I had put in one of my covers, but that's why I'm like, maybe I need to stop making it a consistent thing for they think I really do. And don't do voodoo on me. I'm just playing if y'all do voodoo.
Now, your first video, Fuck You Mean, with Big Mike, how was it feeling like to shoot, especially with Big Mike? I fuck with you. You did your research. Especially with Big Mike. You did the research. Were you like, wait, how was it feeling like just like finally get your video done, or a video done?
Amazing, because it's like I had music on top of music on top of music. Well, I ain't even gonna say that. I was kind of, my issue was I paid for school out of pocket, I paid bills out of pocket, I paid for everything. So when it come to my dream, that's out of pocket as well. So it was a lot saving and getting shit together and paying for shit out of pocket, but it was like a satisfactory feeling for me. And it's Vic Marley, and the fact that like he that nigga in St. Louis, and the fact that like he was recording me, he told me himself like, I fuck with this, like, hey, you nice, and I'm like hearing it from him because you know he record everybody. So yeah, it was great. Like, that was a great experience. He was patient with me. I was running late, like yes, it was great. Yeah.
And you just released that 3 beat.
Yes. Yeah, that song is like crazy because I get so many good reviews about that song, like, And it was like an experiment, because I told you I'd be back and forth from Kentucky or whatever. So when I write, a lot of the times when I write music, I'm not necessarily writing it. Like, I'll be on the road and I just be playing a beat driving. And I keep repeating, run it back, keep repeating, run it back. So by the time I make it to my destination, I got a song, like, just keep. So that's how that happened. And 3B kind of formed from just being a lazy type of thing. Like, I wrote one, it was like, yeah, I really want to finish this. Then I wrote another one, I was like, And I was like, what if I put all these bitches together? What if I put all 3 verses together? And it was like, when I put it together, it transitioned perfectly. And my I was trying to say architect, that's not what the hell you call them. My engineer, he made the transitions like so fucking smooth. So yes, I was great. I was worried about the video. Once again, like, finances, trying to put everything together, like, so I was rushing, but it turned out great. And even like Juan knew I was worried about the video. Like, I was like, I hope I look crazy. I look together. So when I finally seen it, it was like, wow, like, that's the shit. It was like the perfect, I feel like it was the perfect video for the song, because I feel like the song really, it brought the heat for real. So I'm proud of that one. And it's like, I got, yeah, and I'm definitely, it be so random, people don't even be knowing, like, they just be like, what's that song? I'd be like, yeah. And that's how it was yesterday, like, and it was like, it was amazing. One of the girls, which she had sent me a, like, it be random, like, I get discouraged and feel like maybe this music shit ain't for me, because it shouldn't be this fucking hard, like. And then whenever I had that feeling, or like that moment, I have somebody DM me or send me a video of them just rocking to my shit, knowing every word, and I'd be like, confirmation. Yeah. So it was literally yesterday when a girl's like, I can't wait for you to point there. I'm up there with you. And it was, I was mad that they didn't get her, because she was literally right next to me, like like, it was like me, the DJ, her, like, every word. So amp you up. Yeah, I fuck with it. People responded like hella good to 3B, and it's like, by it being so many verses, so many beats, everybody got a favorite part. Or like, yeah, like one of my sorority sisters hit me up like, hey, that line, if your nigga always coming on my pictures, then we fuck. That's my shit. Got the type of pussy make a nigga keep it tucked. Yeah, like, yeah. So I be happy. I'm still like, I'm very new, so I'm still in the humble stage. So anytime anybody give me a confirmation, or like tell me they fuck with me, tell me I'm talented, tell me I'm going places, I still be like getting butterflies behind it. Like, it's good. Keep you, like, you say, keep you busy, keep you humble, motivated. Most definitely.
July 2016, Arkansas. Had a real bad accident.
Yeah, it was really, really bad. Okay, so it was crazy because the accident, it kind of like, not only did it fuck my body up, like I had to learn how to walk again. It was so crazy. The doctor told me, because when it happened, I was making a left turn and a truck was speeding, so he like T-boned me. I spun. A lot of people don't know that after I spun, I hit another car, and that man died on impact. Yeah, so it was like something I had to deal with, because I kind of carried that weight, like, okay, maybe if I wasn't there, this wouldn't have happened. If he wouldn't have hit me, he wouldn't have hit him, or I wouldn't have rode it to him. And like, it was just crazy, but it fucked me up in a lot of ways, because a lot of people don't know that trip, I had got accepted to Prairie View. That's HBCU in Texas, because I was kind of weighing my options. That was before I chose Kentucky State. So the fact that I had the accident and I was on my way to school, I was like, okay, so God, what you trying to tell me? School not for me? Like, everything that could have happened. Like, every scenario that could have been played was like played in my head. It was so crazy, because literally, like, the doctor told me a year, by the grace of God, with no physical therapy, because my ass didn't have insurance. I had quit my full-time job. Like, no physical therapy, we nigga rigged the fuck out of it. Like, the fact that I'm walking today is so crazy, but I literally was down for 6 months. And that's why I kind of knew that music was like just like a soul tie for me, because I used that. Like, I would sit there and like, I would get emotional and just write it out. Like, I had a song that I wrote like about being fucking crippled. Like, it was so crazy. Like, for 6 months straight, and you seeing other people's life, like everybody's continuing on with life, and you stuck like in the house. Like, people who I thought was my friends, they never came and checked on me or like never came and visited. You find out who your friends are. So it was like, it was a lot. All I really had was my family and my music at the time. And if I didn't have that, I definitely would have never got through. And it's so crazy because it's songs even now that I have like stored away from them I still haven't recorded. But music was definitely, that's how I was like, I know either way, like it don't matter what I do. If I wasn't to make, even though I don't want to speak like, you know, negativity, but even if I wasn't, music will always be a part of my life. Like even if I don't, I'm planning on getting some money and like coming back to St. Louis, because I know a lot of people get famous, they out this motherfucker, and I feel like that's why it's real counterproductive, because it's like, yeah, you proud of your city, how they raised you, how they made you. Everybody say SEL made me, but after they, you know, they get on, they out of here. So it's like, I definitely want to come back, and my ultimate goal is to like, I want to start like after school program for like children, but not only for just, we track their grades. Once we finish your homework, Tutor, you help you with your homework, I want you to be able to get in arts. If you want to go in the studio and record, damn right. If you want to go dance, damn right. You want to play an instrument, we got somebody who can help you with that. Like something to keep them out of shit, because you know you can get into a lot of shit in St. Louis. Like wrong place, wrong time, you out of there. People is dying every day. So yeah. Did you
have to, so I know I was in the chorus before, and they kind of give you like, what is it, like PTSD from being in the car.
Yes, I definitely had it, and even to this day, certain turns make me nervous. Like it's never like straight, it's just turning, because that's what it was. And it was like, I feel like it was a blessing in disguise, because after I had my impact, I blacked out. So I didn't come to until they were pulling us out of the car, like, and I heard my cousin who was with me, he was like, God help me, God help me, God help me. I didn't even know we had an accident, and I felt something warm, and I'm like, okay, this is blood. Like I didn't even know what happened. So, but I definitely got PTSD. It's so crazy because my mom kind of just threw me, I don't want to say to the wolves, but that's kind of how she was just like, go, because I think it was so random. Like I had just learned how to walk, or I had just got back walking or whatever, and then I was like, Ma, can you go get me some White Castles? She was like, no, you go get it. And I'm like, what you mean I go get it? Like, she was like, take your sister with you. And in my head, I'm like, you know, with all the guilt and everything that happened, I'm like, you trust me to go driving with her after everything? Yes, go get your food, come back. So it was like I just had to go back in. But yeah, I definitely still think about it. Like turns make me nervous. And then like I saw a tweet that was like, when you almost crash your car, you drive home silent the whole way home. Like I be having more like any like stuff like that, like literally, because you know people drive crazy in St. Louis. So look at like not accidents, but look close, you know, close cars. Yeah, it definitely makes me like think about it. And anytime I hear somebody else is in an accident, I'm automatically like, you okay? How's your mental? You feel okay? Like even outside of physical, like are you okay? Because I know like it's something else. Like yeah.
Well, your degree, you said psychology?
Psychology.
Yeah. What was the reason of choosing that? Like,
it was something that I was interested in, even though originally it was nursing. I'm not gonna lie, nursing whooped my ass. The first semester, it made me cry, and I'm not a crybaby. Like literally, I would cry. So after I found that class, I said, you know what? They said you can take like a semester off, or you can go try something else. So I was like, okay, maybe I should try psychology again. So it was something I was always interested in. And it was a part of that is like, I do have people who struggle with like mental illness in my family. So there was something I've always interested in. And I've always been one of people like, if I can talk about it, then, or I find it interesting, that's like, we would have conversations in class, and I would just, with the professor, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So along with wanting to know like the ins and outs of my family's thing they going through. And then they say not to do it, not to try to like figure yourself out as a psych major, but I did. I tried to, so that was a part of it too. But it was, I would say, and I'm gonna tell, when they say psych, you have to have multiple degrees to make some money for real. But I will say with my psych degree so far, I do have to go back. But I've done some stuff. Like I've worked on a psych ward. Yeah, it was crazy. Like I've had all types of experience. Like even like the beginning, like I could literally tell you it was the 2nd of this year I was on the psych ward. I was still working. And this man called me a nigger, and I was like, and I had to understand that he was like mentally ill. But I was like, in 2021, you gonna call me a nigger, and like with the ER on it, and like, I was really taken aback, and I was trying to feed him. I was trying to give him his lunch, and he was like, "Get away from me, nigger," and I'm like, yeah.
Right, you gotta take a step back.
Like, what the fuck? Like, it's so crazy. Like, but I will say, the beautiful thing about it, it's one of those things where I don't like a job where every day is the same. So that was it for me. It was like, it wasn't the best paid, but every day was different. I didn't have to come in like, yeah, and just be bored. Like, we gonna either have lockdown, somebody gonna end up in restraints, fighting. Like, you never know. Like, you never know. You never really know.
Now, you had something to say, like you said something about like trying to figure yourself out. Did you have some dark times in your life? Or some hard times in the sense everybody
the accident, I would say the accident is the darkest, but I feel like everybody has dark times in their life. Like, it's always moments where it feels too much. Everything feels too much. And then I was just talking to like one of my sisters about this, and they was telling me like, I feel like I do everything wrong. I feel like everybody has those moments where they be like, every time I take a step forward, it's a step back. So those definitely feel like that. Even with music, like, I've definitely got discouraged behind music. Like, literally the day before I recorded 3B, somebody hacked my shit. Like, hacked my page. Yeah, somebody literally the day before, like, I told them, I got on my story and was like, I got a surprise for y'all, meaning 3B, because motherfuckers was a little amped about the song already. As soon as I said that, they hacked my shit. Along with, like, I've had so many experiences. Like, the first guy who offered me a deal was like trying to have sex with me, like, crazy. So it's like, I would say all types of aspects inside, but I feel like music definitely, as much as I love it, was a dark side for me, because you feel like sometimes you're failing, or sometimes you're not doing enough. I feel like anybody who's passionate about something, who got a dream, sometimes they feel like, damn, like, what am I doing wrong? Is it not enough? Or like, you be looking for, I'm one of those people who look for signs with everything. So for shit to keep going wrong, I'm like, okay, God, are you telling me music is not for me, or it's hard because it's just hard and shit don't come easy for, you know, everybody. You gotta grind. Anything. So yeah, like, cause what's the saying they say, like,
nothing happens overnight.
Or things don't come easy, or if it was easy, everybody would do it. Exactly. That's what that's what I was trying to say. Damn, shut up. So yeah, so I would say that was a dark place for me, and I would say like family. I don't even want to go there, but I know it's other people in the world like me, so I'm not gonna just sit there and hide. But I have some like severed family ties, and that shit hurts, because you're gonna be close to the people, your blood. So that didn't put me in dark places before. But I'm very stubborn. I'm very like a bounce back type of person, like, the strongest person I know. So yeah, it's been dark times, but you just can't let it get to you. You gotta remember who the fuck you is. You gotta remind yourself sometimes, because sometimes I get in my body like, I'm not good enough.
Man,
but that's why it's also important to have those people around you, and it's so beautiful to like encourage you, or like have those people you can call to be like, bitch, you the shit. Like, I don't know who the fuck. So like, I have people in my life like that, and I'm so grateful for that, like, to pick me up when I'm down. So
yeah, everybody, like you say, everybody goes through shit. I showed I had my moments on and off shit. It's life shit at the end of the day.
Yeah, you can't let it defeat you. Like, the shit is gonna be hard regardless. And I feel like, I don't know if it's just me in particular, but I feel like nothing goes right for me the first time around. I always got to do it the second time, then I get it. So it's like I'm learning, like, I'm just learning that life is never how you plan it. I be planning shit to a T, and God be like, you thought, yeah, like, you thought, yeah, that's definitely what it is. So I'm learning to just, when stuff don't go, it just doesn't, like, I used to get in my body when things didn't go the way I planned, but now it's just like, okay, moving on, what's next, what's plan B, like.
So you just, I've seen like a few of your posts when you were younger, and you was saying like you was moving a lot, things like that. But another thing that stood out to me, you said, that's why I kind of asked you, you said hard times, you will look back 10 years from now, which is 10 years today, to the day that you wrote it. It was August 23rd, 2011. So you will look back and just like basically shit you was stressing over won't really be that much of a big deal.
And as time goes on, you kind of forget about the hard times. So I be kind of having to remind myself. And even today, I was sitting there and I was just like, because I get ungrateful. Like, I get ungrateful and I know that's one of my faults. Like, because I don't know, I feel like once I conquer something or I get something, I'll be like, what's next? Instead of just being grateful for in the moment, maintaining and things like that. I literally today was looking back like, you complain. I forgot what I even was complaining about, but I'm like, it was a time in your life where you couldn't even walk around this motherfucker. I always have to remind myself, like, you literally couldn't get up and walk around this motherfucker. You couldn't get in the bath by yourself. My mom helped me go to the bathroom, wipe my ass. Like, I couldn't do nothing for myself. So I be having to just, it'd be like random, like, girl, you gotta remember where the fuck you came from. So it's like, it's hard to live in them moments, but those times are like stuff, like, you know, when shit don't be funny when it happened, but later on it be funny. Yeah. That's kind of how I be feeling about like hard times. Like, I just look back and I appreciate them now versus, oh my God, like I went through that. Or like, woe is me. It'd be a proud moment for me. Like, do you know what you come through? And I would have to tell myself, like, is this situation compared to what the fuck you been through? Minute. Like,
I've been through some shit, and like you said, years later you look back, like, man, like, I'm grateful just to be here in this position. Shit.
Yeah, like little bitty things, like even from like the car, I done went from hoop to hoop, falling apart, like smoking, shit stopping on me in the middle of the road to. I'm happy with my car. I don't gotta take it. Yeah, I got a little note, but I don't gotta be in the shop every motherfucking day. I ain't gotta fix shit every goddamn day. Like, yeah, I'm just learning to be appreciative, like, of the shit I have. And definitely looking back, I always say that, like, as I struggle, and it's people who always remind me of that. Like, you gonna look back in 10 years and be like, remember when and you were so upset. So I'm looking forward to it because I'm starting to see, like, the progression within myself. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna look back. Even I want to say, even like a year from now, I know I'm gonna be made some shit shake because that's just where I am now. I'm so motivated and like, yeah.
So you're coming to a closing here. Do you have any last words?
Any last words? Remember me. Like, remember me. I feel like along with just. Yeah, I've made music for a long time, but I feel like now I'm really beginning to develop myself as an artist. So I feel like, yeah, just remember me. Remember I told you so, because I'm going to do some shit. Like, it's going to happen. Like, and I do have that confidence about myself now that I'm going to make some shit shake. So remember me. Remember I told you I'm starting from the bottom. No followers, no nothing. Like, look, like, everything from the beginning. YouTube. All of it, like, everything is starting from the beginning, but this shit is gonna work. So it's like, I know y'all see people like in between, or they already kind of on or whatever. Remember me from right now. Like, yeah, like, you gonna see this shit. Like, you gonna see this shit too. Like, cause you heard with me. Like, you know, from the beginning stages, the shit is gonna shake, and I feel it now. So remember me. That's my closing words.
So shout out to your social media.
Follow me at The Real Rajay on Instagram. Twitter is Juanice Rajay. I'm gonna be in this bitch, and just look for me. I'm gonna be dropping some more videos and some more music soon.